We are going to be talking in this segment about the most popular Vol of the last 25 years. I think the name Eric Berry is going to be up there. Mm-hmm. I think Hendon Hooker's name is going to be up there.
Yep.
You mentioned Jauan Jennings a few minutes ago. I think his name would be up there. Let's make that's three that we've put on our list, our nominees. Who else do we think deserves to be on there? Fan favorites from their time at Tennessee. And if you guys have somebody you played with, Trey Smith.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'd put Trey.
Yeah, I think Trey Smith wouldn't make that list. And very rare for an offensive lineman to do that, but I think he
had the story. He had the off-field story, and I think the Eric Berry thing, his career and the love for. They loved him here, but you also had that in the pros where he dealt with cancer. I think that's made him more beloved after the fact.
I'll add in Cordarrelle Patterson. And
go ahead and answer it.
No, I thought I had my ringer down. I apologize. But I would say Cordarrelle Patterson just because he was so electric. His look was so unique, game-changing. Obviously, there were some tough times during his tenure, but I think Cordarrelle Patterson was very, very popular.
See, I think he would have been up there if he had more than that 1 year.
Right.
If he'd have done 2 years of what he did that 1 year, I think he'd jump a lot of guys up there just because how electric, like you just said, how electric he was. And he was a bona fide playmaker. Like you give him the ball and he's going to do something with it.
I don't think it ended up this way, but I think at one time Joe Milton was incredibly popular because the way he came in, the fanfare that when he came in, Joe Milton's going to be your starting quarterback. There's no doubt about that. Everything else is already settled. Yeah. And he can throw an orange 100 yards. And how many times have you seen that win ball games over the years?
Yeah. He can do backflips as well.
He can do backflips. I don't know if he ended there, but I think he started.
Yeah, he didn't end
an
there.
incredible point.
I think attention maybe is different.
I think Nico started there.
Yeah.
Nico started there.
Good point.
I think maybe attention might be different than popularity. Like, I don't know he ever reached the popularity. He was talked about and discussed. But maybe I would put him in the attention category.
This is one that I'll throw up, but it may be the hindsight. It may be people became a bigger fan of his due to his pro career. But it seems to me Jason Witten was awfully popular here. I just go back once again, though. This has never been an offense, or it wasn't an offense then, that really highlighted the tight end. Right. Again, you remember the great play against Michigan where he just outran their defensive, their secondary. But Jason Witten was popular. I just don't know that he was that popular at the time as he is now, for example.
How do you measure that? I mean, even Eric Berry, who was incredibly popular at Tennessee, his popularity continued to grow because of what he did in the NFL.
Right. We got Dobbs on that list?
We don't have Dobbs because that's an interesting deal. All right, let's bring this out. At the time, we made a case on here, people need to appreciate him more. There were people that ripped Josh Dobbs, didn't think he had a strong enough arm, didn't like it. So he's become, now when I say that, I get people like, oh no, we've always loved Dobbs. I don't think you did. Yeah. I think there were plenty of people who didn't like Josh Dobbs, didn't hate him, but didn't think he was the answer. I thought he was underappreciated is where I would have gone with Josh Dobbs. So let's talk there though.
Who followed him? What was that? Was that Garantano?
Yeah.
Dormady.
I think
Quentin Dormady, and then
I think that's what brought out the Josh Dobbs love is you realize what you had.
There
you go.
You saw the next one.
Yes. So I would put him on my underappreciated list, and it's like you don't know what you got till it's gone. That's the list he should be on.
Yeah. Where did Dylan Sampson rank?
I was thinking that too. Yeah.
I mean, I think he might be a little on the underappreciated, but I think a lot of people liked him. They liked him his whole career. And then finally his last year he sets those records. Yeah. So I think he's not at the top of the list, but he should be on the list.
Yeah.
They wanted him.
Yeah, they wanted
to play.
him. Yeah. I thought to the point that I thought Jalen Wright was a little underappreciated the year before. Yeah. He was tremendous the year before in 2023. Anybody else should be on here?
I mean, Alvin Kamara. I would even also put him on that underappreciated list as well.
There were so many people though at the time that said, Why are you playing Jalen Hurd? Just go with Kamara. Now, on this show, we constantly talked about, and Overstreet started it, why don't you play both?
Right.
Put them both out there and dictate to the defense. But Hurd was awfully good.
Yeah.
Hurd was awfully good, but Kamara, there were so many people that thought he should be on the field more. That's a great one. So let me just throw these out here. Is there anybody else you'd put on that you played with or anything?
No.
Okay.
No, I think that's a good
Tyler
list.
Bray?
That literally just popped up in my head. He was a freaking gunslinger.
Okay.
Good to see.
Here's our list. Cordarrelle Patterson, Trey Smith, Hendon Hooker, Jauan Jennings, Eric Berry, Dylan Sampson, Alvin Kamara. We're probably leaving somebody out there. If you watch this on YouTube, you can leave a comment and tell us who we left off. Who are we going with?
Eric Berry.
Yeah.
To me, it's between Berry and Jennings. I think fans just love Jennings.
I know. I will say all I can hear is Vern Lundquist, Jauan Jennings. I mean, I hear that like all the time. That's a very memorable.
Well,
quote.
we're going to talk about him making a catch in a very special game, too, that's coming up.
Yeah.
Okay, so Eric Berry, everybody says?
Eric Berry.
Most
Go
popular?
Eric Berry.
He gets the loudest cheer.
Yeah, but that was a good segment. We got a lot of names there. That was excellent.